There, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent Training. Welcome to our Word of the Day series, where I've been taking your requests for words you'd like help to pronounce in American English. I've had a few requests lately for some fruit names, so we're going to cover quite a few different fruits in this class, starting with kiwi and lychee. We'll also talk about pomegranate, persimmon, guava, and rambutan. So let's look first at kiwi and lychee. So these two are kind of good to look at together because you can use one to help you with the other. So first of all, kiwi has first syllable stress, and because it's not a typical pronunciation for English, the letter I does say E in kiwi. Normally letter I would say I in most American English words, but in kiwi it's an exception, so you have a tense E sound in both. Kiwi. Not too tricky to pronounce for most people, but just knowing that that's the pronunciation can be helpful. And I brought that up first because that can help you with one of the pronunciations of lychee. So lychee can be pronounced either as LEE-chee, which rhymes with kiwi, first syllable stress, or this letter Y can also say the I diphthong, which sounds like lychee, lychee. So the CH sound is just the ch, pushing that voiceless sound out. So lychee, lychee, that's one way to go for either of those. And then let's take a look next we'll look at pomegranate and how to pronounce that where the stress is. So looking at the word pomegranate, this one is kind of long, a little bit tricky to know what the different vowel letters say, what vowel sounds they make. So looking at pomegranate, we have first syllable stress, so the pom syllable is stressed. Letter O says ah in pomegranate. That's typical in English that in a stressed syllable, letter O will often say the ah sound. Letter E in pomegranate is going to be a schwa, so it sounds like pa, ma. That's what we have so far. It's short and reduced on that second syllable. Then we're going to have some secondary stress on the granite part. So we have our letter A saying our ah vowel like black cat, or like the word GRAN for grandma. And then lastly, the last A is going to have a really reduced vowel. So it's either going to sound like it or ut, pomegranate. I think I say it more with an it, but you could also use a vowel schwa there. So working it out, pomegranate. So the idea of first and primary and secondary stress is that both of these syllables have clear vowels and both of these syllables have reduced vowels. This is where my primary length is going to be, so I'm holding the pom syllable the longest, but I have maybe a little length because of my clear vowel on the GRAN syllable, so pomegranate. For all of the fruits that we're talking about today, or all the words that we look at in the Word of the Day series, you do want to try practicing them in some short phrases once you've mastered them by themselves, because you might find that it'll help you say it more easily and fluently as you go, but we're going to go through a few more words today, so we're going to skip the phrases for now. Let's look next at the fruit persimmon. Persimmon with two M's. And so when we're looking at persimmon, we have second syllable stress. The tricky thing here is that even though I don't stress that first syllable, I still do use an vowel. So that'll be written this way, like an unstressed but just thinking about, because R can be challenging, this is one of the places where it's most challenging because you don't have a lot of time to do a strong You don't want persimmon, but you do need that tight back American R. So again, you can build from the R, persimmon. Another strategy is to build from the stressed syllable, which is helpful for second syllable stress words, so that you are light enough and short enough on your first syllable. So trying simon, persimmon. That gets you that correct stress pattern. And then our letter O says vowel schwa, so it sounds like Persimmon with the length on the sim syllable. And we have two more. We're going to talk about guava next. And the word guava has kind of a strange spelling pattern for English. Again, it's probably a borrowed word. So we have first syllable stress, and this GU actually says the G and the W. And then we don't have any kind of vowel sound for the U. We just have the consonant or the glide, the W sound. Then the letter A says the A vowel. The second letter A says a schwa. So it sounds like guava with first syllable stress, guava. If you find that gua combination hard to do, you can try it without the G, like wa, and then add your G, wa, gua, guava. And just remember that you don't want any sort of clear vowel on that last syllable. It's a reduced schwa, the sound. Lastly, one more exotic fruit, the rambutan. This one I just learned the pronunciation of today. Oops, I'm showing you the IPA first. That's okay. We'll do that way. Rambutan. So I mispronounced this based on how it was spelled. I thought it was rambutan, but it's not. It's rambutan with second syllable stress. So the spelling is rambutan. So you can see how the second syllable has the clear oo vowel, and actually it has a glide. So I missed something here in the IPA. We need a y here, rambutan. So rather than rambutan, oh no, it is rambutan. Rambutan. Sorry, it's just a strange and new pronunciation for me. So I'm getting used to how it sounds. With the stressed syllable, it made me want to say a U, but it's actually a boo, an oo sound. So let's write it that way. Rambutan. I'm going to use a stopped T here and go right into my syllabic N. So I'm going to go up to make the T, boot, and then just release into the N sound. Again, I can start with that stressed syllable. So for me, I'm learning this word. I'm trying to get the pattern correct. So it'll be helpful for me to say bootin, rambutan. And I'm even thinking about pairing rambutan with Prime Minister Putin, because that'll help me remember. So little memory tricks are often also useful when you're trying to remember the stress pattern and the vowel sounds for a name. If, for example, if you already knew rambutan and you had that stored in your mind, but you're trying to learn Putin, you could pair those two together. Okay, so rambutan, again, the letter A in rambutan sounds like the black cat. So there's maybe a little bit of secondary stress there because it is a clear vowel. And then this last syllable is very short. We don't do anything for that A, rambutan. Okay, thank you so much for the request for those words. If you have a word or a phrase you'd like to see me cover in the Word of the Day series, you can leave that in the comments for this video or any of my videos. Also, I'll be back tomorrow, Friday. Today's Wednesday. I'll be back on Friday with our regular Friday question and answer class. That's live on YouTube every Friday at 12 o'clock Seattle time, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Type your questions in the chat and I'll answer them for you live. We often talk about pronunciation, intonation, American accent, anything to help you improve your overall communication in American English. Thank you everyone for subscribing to the channel, for your questions, requests, and comments. Keep those coming. I do respond to all of them, and I do take all of your requests. I have a long list, so we'll be working our way through everyone's requests over the next months and perhaps longer. Okay, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye everyone. Hope to see you tomorrow.